Hi everyone, it's Justine here from House of Mahalo. Thanks so much for joining me. So this is the start of the challenge that we're running in the Facebook group this month. It's called Sayonara Scraps, and the idea is scrapbusting. Basically we want to say goodbye, sayonara, to our scraps, and I'm going to be recording mine on video. So every Monday I'm going to sit down for an hour and do some scrapbusting. And at the end of the month we can then see, how many scraps have we got left? Did we make a dent? Hopefully we did. So this is going to be my video. So of course I'm going to do an hour's worth of scrap busting. So expect this video to be a little bit on the long side compared to normal, but it's just for 1 month. And I wanted to, before I begin, I wanted to talk about how I'm going to go about doing the challenge on my end, just in case it gives you some ideas. So for me, there's lots of ways that you could use scraps, as we know. You could make 1 million masterboards. There would be nothing wrong with that. I personally have got enough masterboards currently, so I don't really want to make any. Unless I get completely desperate, but I don't think I'll run out of things to do. I want to do some other stuff, and because I'm doing videos, it makes sense for me to do other stuff, because then, I might give some ideas and it will be more interesting for you to watch as well. So I was thinking to decorate bases with my scraps. So that's kind of the route that I've gone down. So I've got some piles of stuff here, and there's more than I'll be able to do in a month, but we got to start somewhere. So I've got things that are made from book pages, like book page pockets. I've got things that I've tea dyed. So these are like from a card making kit. They're just just tea dyed, with some of them have like a nice lace print on them. And these are the ones that I picked out where there's parts that I want to cover up. There's a strip here which I would want to cover, or there's like a little, where the lace doily just sort of, didn't go quite so right. Things like that. So yeah, I've got some of those. I've got envelopes, pockets that I've tea dyed, just cardstock scraps that I think would be good for making tags out of, tea dyed envelopes. I actually do need to tea dye these. These are just a pile of index cards. This came from a planner. I thought this could be a cute pocket. So that's kind of like my sort of, I'm calling them the tea dyed bases, so just the plain bases. Then I've picked some stuff from my trash pile where, these can be things where we can cover up pieces of packaging, paper bags, junk mail envelopes, just stuff like that really. Just a few things that, with a little bit of thought, can be a piece of ephemera, and then we can use our scraps to cover all of the stuff that we want to cover. And then the other pile that I've got is, I've got a bunch of book pages where in some cases I've folded up a book page into a pocket, and then I would want to cover the pocket and then keep the rest of this, same on that side. Or maybe I folded it and I want this to be a page in a journal, but maybe I want to cover the text with some scraps to make like a writing spot, or, just to, mainly in this case I would make writing spots. So that's kind of the categories that I've got. So essentially I'm calling them bases, and this was really just to show the idea of doing that. So you use your scraps just to cover over the bits you don't want to see, and then from there you've got a base with which you can, decorate properly. So I just wanted to share that that's kind of how I'm going about it. That's how I wanted it. And of course, for the challenge, if you are going to follow along, you can make whatever you like with your scraps. And if you want to do masterboards, there's nothing wrong with those. It's just that I personally want to do other things, just because I'm doing the videos. And I'm sure we'll come to masterboards at the end, it's not, I've not got anything against them. So I just grabbed a handful of things. So I've got 5 things. I think this should be more than doable in an hour, shouldn't it? So I've got a bookmark that came in the I think it came with an order, to be honest. So yeah, just a bookmark. I've got this, which was, my husband was doing some samples of like business card type things. So I've got that, a bit of packaging. I thought I would do one of those tea-dyed bases, and then I've got a book page pocket. So just a variety of things, and we are going to do some scrap busting with these. So of course, I have got my scraps. So for me, this is my working scrapbox. As you can see, it's a shoebox lid. This is my working scrapbox. I didn't want to get my whole scrapbox out because I would find that overwhelming. So this actually sits on my desk. And since I've done that, it gets used a lot more, so that's great. But it's just got a few things in here that I've been using for, you know, recent projects. So just stuff that I've shoved in. So I'm going to start with this. And then when this gets a bit low, because I'm hoping I'm going to make a dent, I can then top it up from my main scrapbox, which is hiding on top of my cupboard. So that's it. That's what we're going to do. Alrighty. Right, what should we start with? Let's start with this little guy. So Alexa, set a timer for 1 hour. Has she done it? Alexa, how long's left on my timer?
There are no timers set.
Well, that's a great start, isn't it? Alexa, set a timer for 1 hour.
1 hour, starting now.
There we go. I knew she hadn't done it. All right. So I'm thinking I'll just go simple to start me off. And I'm going to grab some book page and cover this thing up. I have got whole book pages in there. Yeah, just because we could always do with more book pages in things, can't we? So I'm just going to shove some glue on here. And I don't really have a plan, just so that we're clear. This is me absolutely doing the challenge, just like anyone else is going to in the Facebook group. And this is how I would do it if I was just not filming and I was just doing it at home on my own. This is exactly what I would do. So I'm going to make it up as I go, and we're going to see what happens. And it would be a good start if I actually had a pair of scissors on my desk. There we go. Okay, got it. I mean, I could just tear around it, to be fair. I got the ruler out, so I was partly organised. So yeah, this is, we're just going to make a dent in our scrap piles this month, hopefully. And as I say, the way that I'm going to do it is sitting down with these bases for things, and yeah, that's what I'm going to use. So I'm going to be trying organised and put the scraps back in the box, pieces that can be used. Alright, so we have that, which is fine. So what am I going to make with this thing? What I'm thinking is this could be a cute cluster, like an embellishment that will go on something. That's what I'm thinking. So in order to do that, I want a focal point, that much I do know. That can come later. But I also want a bit of colour, and that's going to make a nice base, isn't it? So let's tear this down. This is some wallpaper. I can use that again. I'm going to try not to keep every scrap, I promise. Okay, and then I'm going to tear down. Yep, that will do me. I'm not going to keep those. I can't keep every scrap. Right. I'm going to use my tea dye ink, I think. I've been really liking using this with pink, as in, you know, when I'm doing a pink project. I think it's just been a little bit softer than the vintage photo or the walnut stain. So the tea dye ink has grown on me. There we go. So I'm going to pop that down. Oh, I tell you it would be nice. I could use some of my fabric and lace scraps, couldn't I? What do we think? So if I was making a cluster, I would reach for that. So I'm going to reach for that. I actually have a jar on my desk. Some of you have seen this before. This is going to get sorted through during this challenge, but I'm thinking maybe I want something maybe ooh, that'd be nice. Let's go with that. Yes, this needs to be emptied as part of this challenge, because these are my working fabric and lace scraps that I keep on my desk, and as you can see, the jar is overflowing. All right, let's just cut that fluty bit off. What are we going to do with this thing? So, thinking just going to cover up in all of the wallpaper. I don't want to do that. Let's try that. Yeah, that's going to look nice. And then to do with something else, I'm wondering if I've got any, I sometimes have eyelash trim in here. Like pieces of this, which I sometimes like to use, and I'm going to go with gold. What's that? I might use that as well. So there we are. I'm using my fabric and lace scraps for this little cluster, which I have no idea what I'm going to put on it. I'm completely making it up. But it's all in the name of fun, isn't it? Feels weird to have the timer on, and I don't know how long. Like, I know I can look up at how long I've been filming for, which will give me a clue. But yeah, it feels weird to think I've got a timer. Like, I don't normally time myself. Right, what are we going to do with this? Yes, I'm thinking I just want to pop that down. Oops. Ah, it's sticking to me. Just pop that there. Okay. And then we're going to want a focal point on this little embellishment piece. I'll tell you what would be lovely. A button, which I also have on my desk. I'm so sorry about the motorbike. It's starting to happen every afternoon. But he'll be gone in a minute. Right, I don't have any thread in that, so I'm just going to reach down and see if I've got any thread. Sometimes I have little offcuts, and I do. I have a big offcut. No. So yeah, these videos will be a lot of me trying to find the things that I want, because goodness sake, it's annoying, isn't it? I don't know why he's like that. Anyway, I'm looking for a needle. If it gets much worse, I will have to pause, because I think he's actually just trying to prove a point now. I think he gets into an argument with his dad, and then probably over the noise of the motorbike, and then he sort of does it worse as his dad shouts at him. So I'm sorry if you can hear any unpleasantness. I might pause, because he's not gonna, I feel like he's not gonna stop. Alexa, pause my timer. I'm gonna pause the video.
1 hour timer paused.
Alexa, continue timer.
Your 1 hour timer resumed with about 52 minutes left.
Sorry about that. I think he has stopped. I can still see the motorbike there, so I'm hoping he's not going to come back, but yeah. I hope I don't have to pause again. Anyway, I just thought I would, with the button, I have just tied that twine as like a little bow, just as a decoration. So I'm going to glue that on. And as I was looking at it, I was thinking this cluster, little decoration piece that we're making, I'm thinking it's going to want a little word on it, and then I think I will call it done. And that is going to decorate a pocket, probably. It's going to decorate something, but I imagine a pocket because of the size that it is. I might also round the corners to make it a bit softer. But yes, anyway, I was looking for a word, and I just spotted one. Here it is. Morning mist. That sounds quite pretty, doesn't it? I think this is one of my words. I've got some nature words on my Buy Me a Coffee. My link is down below if you'd like to have a look. They are free. So far I've got winter words, which I think is what this one is from, and I've got autumn words, and I'll have spring and summer at some point as well, because I'm making them up as I do my altered book, just in case you've not come across those yet. They're just typed up on Word, they're nothing fancy, but some nice words in there. Okay. Right, and I'm hoping I can get the corner rounder in. Yeah, she says. Oh no, I probably should have done this before decorating it, but you know, that is crafting. We make these decisions after the fact, don't we? Sometimes. Oop. Just dislodge my button a little bit. There we go. Right, push that down. Just going to get that corner there. Whoop, sorry, I nearly knocked my light flying then. Right, and then just going to give this an ink around. So that was a few paper scraps and some fabric scraps in there, so happy about that. Not all of them will have both fabric and lace, but some of them will. I still feel like it needs something else. Excuse me. Send everything flying. I was just wondering whether I had a butterfly. No surprises there. Let's see. Got a nice white one there. This is the only trouble with setting a timer, is normally I would pause at this point. Oh, I've got a white one already cut out. Let's do that. Perfect. Yeah, normally I would pause to cut around things, but this one is already cut up, so that's good. This is pretty. Like I said, I am, you know, just winging it today, and probably every Monday this week, you know. Where should we have you? You know, if we have, do you know? Make a decision, Justine. There we go. I just didn't want to cover my word up, that's why. There we are. I got it in. Ah, there we are. I have a scrap busted project. Okay, that's one. Right. Okay, good. I'm going to keep those, I suppose. Right, let's go with this one. So this is a book page pocket on the side, and the whole thing can be, you know, the whole thing can be a thing. I'm thinking I want to cover up this white edge, and I also want something that's going to, because I didn't fold anything over, so I also want to strengthen that a bit. So I'm going to want a strip of something. I've got a strip of wallpaper. Maybe. I've got a bigger strip of wallpaper. I've got lots of wallpaper in here because I was doing something recently. with wallpapers. And that one's torn a bit nicer. Maybe, no. Not sure about that. I think I want the wallpaper. But equally I've got, that's nice. Let's do that. Nothing wrong with the wallpaper, but let's do this instead. This is already torn interestingly. Just tidy it up a little bit and then I will ink it and stick that down. So I would love to know if you're taking part in the challenge. Oh, that motorbike's back. I'm not pausing. I hope I don't have to pause again. That's what I get for filming in the afternoon, isn't it? But it happened the other day. You probably heard me complaining about it on another video recently. So sorry if I'm a broken record. But it's just the inconsideration. Like, I don't often get annoyed about things. Like, I like to think I'm relatively laid back for the most part. But it's inconsideration. Inconsiderate people. That is my biggest pet peeve, is when people are not considerate of others and they just do things for seemingly no regard for anyone else. Yeah, that's when you see the Justine that comes out that says, enough, and wants to shout out the window. But I'm refraining. Right, and then I probably want a little something down there as well. Would it be too much to use another scrap? Like I could use washi or something else, I don't know. See if I've got something that will go with that pretty paper. I mean, it could be the wallpaper again. Also got, no, that's too green. I've got the same bit, but I think that's a bit much. I want something like a ledger piece or something. Ooh, what's that? That's from the same digital, but it's a slightly different colouring. Or let's ground it down a little bit. Ground it down, is that a word? What's the word I'm trying to think of? Tone it down. So this is, oh, I've torn that really funny. What was I doing with this? I was going to put this here somehow, but I don't want it to have like a little knobbly bit. Yes, I want to tone it down with some brown. So this is craft sticker paper. I want to cover up this white bit, but I don't want it to just be straight down. Right, let's try and tear this a bit better. Obviously I'm covering up the book text rather than that piece by doing that, but where's my ruler? Just going to take a bit off the edge if I can. Okay. May as well. It's good enough for me. So just want to get the height. Obviously I'll add, more to this. I'll add a floral fussy cut or something would be nice, wouldn't it? Right, I'm just going to ink that. I'm trying to refrain from asking Alexa how long I've got left on my timer. Because I promised myself that I wouldn't fuss about the time, I would just get get what I could get done in that time, you know. But I'm one of those people, if I sit down and I pull out 5 things, if I don't get those 5 things done in the hour, I feel like, you know, that's like, I don't know, that I haven't done as good as I could do. Like, it's a weird thing. But I'm trying very hard not to think that, because at the end of the day, the challenge that I'm setting people is to simply just, there are no set makes that you have to make. It's just simply, yeah, how much scraps essentially do you get done in that hour, used up in that hour. That's sort of what the challenge is really about. Okay, so I've got that. I feel like I want, just reaching for my washi. I don't know why, I just feel like I want some washi. Or I could maybe do some crochet along there. I could do both. Let's see what this washi is like. Oh, that's nice, isn't it? Yeah, let's do that. Right. I'm just gonna follow the pocket with this. I'm thinking I might as well just hook that over, because the whole thing is going to be glued down, so you won't see the back of it. Okay, that's that one. And not technically a scrap, but I'm reaching for my laces bag, because I want to find some crochet. Yeah. I'm going to make a mess of this craft room, aren't I? Just shoving things everywhere. I just felt like I wanted something down there. Okay, let's go for that. I don't often use scraps, so this whole process is quite new to me as well. There's yeah, I don't often do scrapbusting as a thing, really. I don't know why. They're not the first things that I reach for when I'm decorating stuff. I think it's a habit thing. Like, I'm not in the habit of using my scraps. I think that's the biggest thing for me, and that's kind of why I wanted to do this challenge. Was, well, not only have the scraps taken over a bit, and we obviously want to sort that problem, but also I wanted to get a bit better with using them and learning a bit about what I like about it and stuff. Okay, right, so I think from here I'm going to want to add some decoration. So I'm thinking, do I have a tall flower? I have some die cuts. Oops, I've got silver ones. I don't know. I don't think silver was quite right. I should do some more of these, really. Just makes a nice change sometimes. I'm going to follow that line there. Yeah, okay, let's try for that. I'm just going to put the lid on my glue. I'm just going to go over this with the tea dye ink, just what's left on my dauber, just to tone down the whiteness a bit. I did this on some pearlescent cards, so it's got a nice shimmer. Don't feel like you have to decorate the things that you make in the hour. If you want to just do you know, just get your scraps onto the bases and decorate them later, then that's fine too. Sometimes we like to do things neutrally and then decorate them to go with the project. That is a good idea, and certainly something you can do if you want. Just for me, I know what will happen is if I don't decorate them now, I'll put them to one side and then I'll never get around to getting them out again. Unfinished projects are not the first thing that I reach for. Right, I'm not going to chop that off on the side there. I can always chop it off later if it gets in the way, but for now I'll have it hanging over. Okie dokie. So I'm thinking labels. I was just, I have a little bit at the bottom down here where my scrap didn't quite reach, so I'm thinking I could, this is just a sticker, so I could maybe do something with that. But maybe not. Just thinking what I want. I don't want black. I want the number is the right thing, I think, but I want it to be a bit softer. Okay, let's go with that. And then I'm just going to look through my Tracy Fox labels as well. These are sort of the, you know, the specimen type labels. Thinking up here. Or equally what we could do is have a specimen label down here instead. No. Nope. I've gone off that now. Yes, I think I prefer that. And then I still want something up there. I really want to ask Alexa how long I've got. But then I'm worried if she says, oh, you got 10 minutes left or something. I'll start panicking. That's nice. Right, let's do that. Oh, I'm not sure about that label. I feel like I want something there. Right, let's put this down because I'm sure about this one. I definitely want to put something there. But label's not doing it for me. Let's pop that there. Okay, that finishes that off. Oh, excuse me, I'm just having a look in my butterflies again. Just thinking a sticker could fit in there quite nice. And then it's going for that flower. Yeah. So let's do that. And then I'm thinking what I might do is put a scrap down there of something. Ooh, I tell you what we could do. Maybe some book page might look nice. Let's see if we can squeeze this in. Oops, excuse me, little pocket. That's a sticker, so it won't get in the way of things coming in and out of the pocket. Okay, so that's that. Right, excuse me, I'm coughing like anything. Well, a bit tickly, not coughing, just a bit tickly. Yeah, I was thinking, what if, just ink that, to pop that on. And then it looks like it was intentional as opposed to just my scrap didn't reach the bottom, you know. That's that. And then, oops, just have to cut that excess off. Okay, and then now I feel like I want to put something on it, and I'm thinking a stamp. What have I got? So what colours am I going for? I've kind of leaned towards pink. It's a bit too purple. Come on, stamp, show yourself. Is that too much? Yeah, that's too much. Probably not floral. We probably want, oh gosh, sorry. Pile of stuff just nearly landed on the dog. Yeah, I'm thinking not floral because that's going to detract from everything else. What I want is like one of the Queen or something. Maybe in like brown. Brown might be nice. Do I have a brown one? Just to, again, just tone down the pink a little bit. A bit big. Not quite, it's a bit more orangey. Oh, come on, I must have a stamp. Still trying it with the flowers though, aren't I? But no, I really don't like that. I don't have any brown ones. Shellfish. Oh, there's one. Haha! I knew there was one. That'll do me. So I'm scrapbusting and decorating in one challenge. So this doesn't come naturally to me, so like especially on video. But I think I'm doing all right. I feel like I want something with the Queen. Just wondering what that something could be. There, that'll do me. It's Tim Holtz Ephemera. Just opened up my Tim Holtz drawer and it was the thing on top, so I grabbed it. What's that? And I can just tuck in there. There we go. That's better. That is finished. And you can still see the original book page. I did not cover it up completely. There you go. We have a double side pocket as well as a cluster. So we've got 2 things made. Right, I'm going to go with this one. I was going to go with the belly band, but then no, I thought I'll go with this because it's a different size from what we've done. So I'm going to use that. And I think I'm tempted to just shove some glue on it and put the book page on. So I'm thinking this, as you might have guessed, is going to be a journal card, probably. So I like this scrap, so I'm going to keep as much of it as I can. So I'm thinking if I go there, and then I can cut around it, and that scrap lives another day. I'm enjoying this. It feels like a shop your trash where we're making, you know, different things, different pieces. Yeah. Well, I suppose it is a shop your trash because I'm using, you know, random things I want to get used up as well as the scraps. Oh, that's nice. I'll round the corners properly in a minute. I don't want to cut around them because I'm lazy. That would be upside down, which wouldn't be a problem, but I would rather it wasn't. But I am thinking book page. I love book page and botanicals together. There's just, I don't know what it is. There's just something about it. It just looks really, really cool. But I want it to be more like that. Yeah, it's going to look nice. And I'm not going to ink it because I want this to blend in a bit. Just be careful with the glue, Justine. So if I just plonk it down. Just going to plonk it there and then cut around it. I always use cheap scissors when I cut around gluey projects like this. They are cheap scissors and they are blunt, so I can't accidentally cut into my project. And because of all that, I don't care if they get gluey. Obviously, I clean them every so often. But yeah, I don't. It doesn't bother me if they get a bit gluey. Okay, right. I'm just going to round those corners. I will probably sew around this one, just because I normally sew around my journal cards. So. And then I will back it with, you know, just some. Oh, I tell you what I've got. Do you think that'll fit? Oh, almost. It almost fits. So I'm going to use it, and then I'm thinking whatever it doesn't cover. Sorry, this is that whoops, sorry, sticker paper. Whatever isn't covered by this, I will collage the back of it as well. Look at me. Sorry, I was just pretty pleased with myself for that one. Because it came out of the scrapbooks and is a collaged back as well, or will be. So I'm getting this stuff stuck to my scissors now. And this one will be really simple to decorate. I'll just be adding labels. Nothing fancy. Right, do you think this will be okay in the corner? Oh yes. I didn't think it would do the sticker part, but it has. Okay, That's that. I just stuck my hand in glue. So it's done most of the back, just that bit there. I could just put that on it. Good time. I could. Yeah. Gets it used, doesn't it? Let's do it. And then when you're doing your writing on the back of this piece, it'll just be, you know, something interesting to read and look at. There you go. That's it. Oh, sticking my hands in the glue, of course I am. You know, I round those corners and I think to myself, oh, why are you rounding the corners when you're going to stick more on it and you have to re-round them? I mean, I do that all the time, but it's okay, I'll just cut around it. There. That's that. Sorry, I'm just getting stuff stuck to me at the moment. Right, decoration. I am looking for, what have I done with them? Somewhere I have some long, like these things. That's a bit too long. Oh no, I suppose not. I was just thinking, rather than just putting the label down, we could have something like that, you know, to go with the label. Right, I want a sciencey type label. I know that says entomology specimen, but it doesn't bother me. It's the right sort of size, so we'll go with that. And then I'm going to want a number to go up here somewhere, to be like a specimen number. Need to cut out some more of these as well, actually. Ooh, what's that one? No, the font is a bit funny on that one. Aha, let's try that one. Oops, throwing it away. Let's do that. Right, so this thingy-bob, I'm going to just tear it down and just quickly ink that, just because it was slightly longer than my pocket. I think, if memory serves, this is a sticker. Oh, it's a washi type sticker. Okay. It's alright though, it just gives it a bit of something, a bit more interest. Yeah, so I'd love to know if you're doing the challenge. I know a few of you have said you are, so that's amazing. I'm looking forward to seeing what you get up to. And if you're crafting along with me as we speak and you're using my timer, so you know how long to go for, then I would also love to know that, because that would well, that would make me giggle a little bit, actually, to think that you know, you were crafting along with me right now. Whoops. Hopefully you're not being as clumsy as me. Right, where did we have that? About there-ish. Yeah, it's fine. Maybe a bit, bring it down a bit. Oops. I said I was going to sew around this one, didn't I? So thankfully I've kept everything in a little bit from the edges, so that's good. Right, let me grab my vintage photo, because I'm going to want to ink around this one. And that is 3 pieces. There you go. I do feel like you do get into the flow of things the longer you do this kind of thing for. I mean, for me, an hour is plenty in one sitting, but you know, as the hour goes, maybe you're a little bit slow to start with, and then you get a bit quicker. But I am going to have a drink because I'm thirsty. Okay. So that used a couple of scraps from the box, and even the back was scraps as well. So there we are, a journal card. So I'll sew around it, and I'll probably have some kind of tab on it, I imagine, which will add to the look of it a little bit more. I can always add something down here. What I was just thinking was, I'll just double check. I was just thinking, do I want a mushroom? Let me have a look. I've got some little Tim Holtz mushrooms here. No. I actually think I'm going to leave it. Although I do like that, so I'm going to go with that. I lied. I'm not leaving it. Sorry if I jog the camera when I go into my little drawers, by the way. I have the phone stand is connected to the drawers. In case you ever wondered. There we are. And that just brings a little bit of colour down there as well. Right, I'm remembering about the stitching. I can just squeeze it in. Just bring it down a bit more. Perfection. There we go. Oh, I like that. I'm glad I added the mushroom. Alright, we're on a roll now. There we go. Right. I think Alexa's probably going to go off soon, but let's go with this one. So I am wanting to cover it again with, ooh, that will do me nicely. So again, I'm just going to keep it easy. So I'm thinking this can be a belly band, maybe it will be a tag, bookmark, something. We're just going to see what happens. But yeah, bases like this are a great way, are great for your scraps, because you can just sort of cover the whole piece, cut around it, and then sort of work with that then. And I suppose I should say something about collaging. I'm not an expert, as you might guess. But when I'm doing this kind of thing, you'll notice that I'm only really reaching for a couple of bits of paper. 3 at most, really, is kind of what I lean towards. Not on purpose, like I'm not outright telling myself, you know, you can only use 2 bits of paper or 3 bits or something. It's just that that seems to be what works out quite nicely, to be honest. So this lovely green check paper actually came from the inside of a greeting card. It was the inserts, the paper inserts that you write on. I tore it from that. Right, I'm thinking I'm gonna want some book. Ooh. Ooh. If that was a little bit taller, that would have been quite interesting. But not quite tall enough. Yeah, so I'm thinking book page or scripty text, you know, something like that. I'm sure I've got something in here. Music sheet, why not? Don't want it as wide as that. Let's go. I'm just going to take those words off. That will do. Don't want those. And then we can, oops. Where do I want it? Where do I want it? I want it that way. Ooh. Ooh, I don't normally do my scraps that way around. Alright. Sorry, I'm gonna just reach for the vintage photo just because I'm working with the greens on this one, so thinking more botanical type thing. So I hope you've enjoyed scrapbusting with me. I appreciate the video is going to be so long, but yeah, I'm glad that I've decided to do it on video because it is making me do it, and you know, it might give some ideas as well. It's always handy to know what other people are doing for challenges. Even if you end up doing something different, sometimes seeing what people are up to can spark your own different ideas, can't it? Right, so just pop that on, move it up, there we go. Although going with this rule, there's no rule, of only using a couple of bits per piece, I'm not really going to make a dent in my scraps, am I? But at least they're getting used, and what I'm hoping more than anything is that this will prompt me, make me develop habits of using them more. I probably don't want anything else on it, scraps wise, because that's quite a lot going on. Right, so I'm going to want a tall focal point. I'm thinking leaf or greenery, but I actually don't know if I've got anything. Ooh, haha. Oh, if only that was a bit. It's from Edith Holden, I think. I was going to say I don't think I've got anything tall. Like, I've got tall flowers, but I don't think I've got much tall greenery. Let's go for that one. It's looking a little bit battered and bruised anyway, so probably wants using before I completely lose the whole thing. What I'm thinking is I'm gonna just snip around here. And just snip in here. Okay. So that'll be something like that. So we're going to want to ink it carefully. I just had an idea for the top of it as well. So let's get this on. You know, it's that funny thing is I'm assuming the timer's going to go off. Like, what if she doesn't go off? I'm sure she will. It's weird. I can sense the timer's coming to an end, and yet, you know, the timer's not going. Like, it's weird. I don't usually use the timer. It's been fun though, actually. It's made me quite conscious of, like, in a good way, it's made me conscious of how long it's taking me to do things. And normally I think that I take ages, but actually I don't, like for example, when I'm looking through my butterfly drawer, I'll often cut that out of the video because or click pause because I think I'm going to be there for ages. And then actually it's not that long, is it? Not really. Not really. Or maybe I've just been a little bit quicker today. I don't know. I feel like the timer has made me craft a little bit differently, not get hung up on decisions quite so much, which for me is a good thing. I need that. I need that. Right, I'm looking in my tab drawer this time. Oh, I've got stuff stuck. because I have somewhere, if I've got any left, which I think I do, hopefully I do. Oh, I see it. I see you. Aha, there we go. I've got some of these look really cool for botanicals. It's a die, and it makes this little, for where your eye look goes. I think that's going to look cool, so let's do that. There we go. Oops. So I suppose this is a tag now. And I'm not going to put the back one on because obviously I need to back the back if this is going to be a tag, which it looks like that's what it's going to be. So I'm going to put that there so I don't lose it. I'll sort that out in a minute. For now, I want to reach for my labels again. Nearly used one of my painted labels then. Don't know why I just chucked that, because that's probably going to be the one that I want. Just this little number label. Just choosing this one for the size of it. It's you know, diddy little. So there we go. It will be good to have something little. Right, where is it going to go? Could be there. Yes, let's do that. Yep. I've really enjoyed making these bits. I think I've done the right thing in grabbing bases and decorating bases, so straight away I can see what something is going to be or can be. I think that's actually helped. I want something up there. What words have I got? I was just trying to think what that was. What should we use? No, it looks a bit too boxy. I think because that's quite a small word, if I just chop it down a bit. Tell you what, actually, I thought an hour would, I don't know, be a really, really long time to fill in, like, you know, to craft for that long. I thought it would be a really long time, but it doesn't actually feel as long as what I think it has been. It's really hard to explain. Like, I feel like she's going to go off it, because she hasn't. I'm like, oh, well, yeah, I've got longer than I thought. I don't know, it's hard to explain. It's a weird feeling that I've got right now. You'll have to let me know if you also set a timer for an hour, and, you know, how did it make you feel? I still feel like it wants something else, but I don't know, I might stitch around the whole thing, which is why I've brought the word in a little bit, and that normally finishes things off for me. So I might add something else to that. I'm just thinking, do I have something in the scrapbox that I can use to back it as a tag? I'm sure I do. I've got this bit of envelope, so let's use that. That'll be something else out of the scrapbox. And then I can put the hole in and put that thing on the back of it. Okay. It's actually been fun just to make, you know, random pieces. You know, I haven't come on with this master plan other than just having a few things organised and on my desk ready to go. But it's been fun just to see what happens, really. Of course, I'm in a bit of a predicament now because I don't know how long I've got left. I don't know if I should start the next piece or not. And I feel like, just for the fun of it, if it doesn't go off like now, then I might actually start the next piece. And then, you know, even if I have to stop the video, it will, you know, it will convince me to, aha, there we go. I was going to say, I knew she was going to go off soon. Alexa, turn off. But that's not bad though, that was the 4th piece. So 4 out of 5 is not bad at all, I don't think. So let me just finish this one. Right, we want a hole in it. There we go. And I will put an eyelet and a like tag toppery thing in it, but I realised that I was going to sew around it, so I need to wait to do that. I'm just going to glue these edges. So yeah, I'll do just a straight stitch all the way around, and then that will just finish that off, I think. I like that I've backed the pieces with things from my scrapbox as well. That's been good for me. So yeah, I'll wait until I've done the stitching, and then I'll sort of see if that one wants anything else. And then of course when we've got the tag topper in. Although what I am thinking is lately, thanks to Roxy's weekly challenge, I have been enjoying using my stamps. So just thinking maybe that will help finish it off a bit. So I'm just doing it with the Distress ink because I don't want it to be, you know, in your face. Just little bit of light scripty stamping in places. And a bit there. And then I think, just for good measure, I'm just going to finish off with some of this thing, T-ring stencil. That one and a bit there. Okay, and then last but not least, I'm just going to ink around the whole thing. Put my dobbit in my box of labels, of course. Okay. Oh, goodness me. I've got scraps in the ink now. Wonderful. Amazing. Right. let's just put those back. Okay, so I'm just going to clear up a bit, and then I'll finish the video by showing you the pieces that we've made, just as a little reminder. So I shall be back in a second. Right, here we are. These are the pieces that I've made today then. So we've got the, I believe this is kind of like a cluster embellishment, probably go on a pocket, that kind of a thing. It's very pretty, isn't it? So that's what we've got. We've got a journal card, and even the back is using the scraps. I might put something there, like, oh goodness, sorry. As soon as I get an idea in my head, I have to just go off and do it because, you know, needs must. I was just thinking I might put like, yeah, I'll probably put something like a label on the back of it. I just suddenly turned it over and thought, oh, I could just do with a little something. So yeah, I'm thinking that, and maybe another one of those little washi strips that we used before on the front. So anyway, journal card. Double side pockets, so we've got a pocket there, and then of course the whole thing can be a pocket. And this will be a tag. I just need to sew around it, and then once I've done that I can add the eyelet and twine. So I'm quite happy with those, considering I don't often do, you know, scrap busting in this kind of way. It's felt like a shop your trash because we've made, you know, a variety of different things, and technically it was because there were pieces in there that were just packaging and stuff. So I hope you've enjoyed seeing those come together. So best of luck if you're doing the Scraps Challenge in June with me. As I say, every Monday I'm going to come on and do an hour of scrap busting on video, just to give you some ideas, and also so I can, you know, take part in the challenge myself. So I hope you enjoy those, and I hope you enjoy crafting along with me. Thanks so much then everyone, and we'll speak soon. Bye bye for now.